Welcome to Aligned to Impact, the podcast where conscious leadership meets bold entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Summer Huntington, and each week we dive deep with founders, innovators, and thought leaders who are rewriting the rules of business from the inside out. Here we talk mindset, brand, content, culture, the real stuff behind building a legacy-driven business that doesn't burn you out. No filters, no fluff, just real conversations that inspire aligned action and intentional impact. If you're a visionary leader ready to create with purpose, grow with integrity, and lead with your heart, you're in the right place. Let's get into it.
The business model will change the way you build the company and your focus. So there is the B2C, which you can sell the app or digital therapeutic directly to customers. And there is more B2B solution that you sell to organizations. So I learned it's a very different focus. Like in B2C, you need to, more of your time will need to go to marketing.
Welcome to Gal Harth. He is the founder of Flow MD and based out of Israel. And today we're going to be talking about his work in using wearables and helping people reduce anxiety and panic through instant biofeedback. Thank you so much for being here, Gal.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So we're going to get right into our first question. Gal, FlowMD is such a unique blend of science, technology, and mental health support. Can you share a personal or professional moment that led you to found FlowMD and focus on helping people regulate anxiety through biofeedback?
Yes, I think my main motivation to starting FlowMD is from a very young age. I was an entrepreneur. And I was interested in technology, and that was like my passion, technology and startups. And then when I was 18, I started also getting interested in more the mental health and spirituality and mental well-being and wellness. And I was fascinated by it. So I decided to combine these two passions, like my love for startup and technology and mental health and wellness. And then I went to a biofeedback studio, and they basically connected me to physical sensors to detect my breathing and heart rate. And in the same time, I saw like the auto technology advances in computer vision, and I realized that I can detect the breathing with the camera of the phone and basically replace the expensive medical biofeedback devices with the phone camera. So then basically I decided, okay, I can create a technology startup in the mental health, physical health space, and also combine it like with technology and my passion. So that's how it started.
And the name flow, I use flow in a lot of my teachings, specifically like flow state, the neuroscience of flow, the physiology of flow, and the psychology of flow. I'm curious, what brought you to name the company Flow MD?
The idea behind the name was to use, as you said, flow, which is very like connected to wellness and like relaxing and flow with something more scientific and medical. So that's why we choose MD. So it's like we wanted to build a scientific mental health app, because the most popular apps right now are Calm and Headspace in the more meditation space. And we wanted to build something more science focused, more like we detect your heart rate, we detect your breathing, and we help you relax. So Flow MD is like more like medical, mental health, science-based. This was the idea behind the branding.
Okay, that's awesome. I go into like the flow, like flow is like a human performance phenomenon where you're like completely immersed and focused. Do you guys implement any of the like the psychology of flow, being in the zone or like being in flow state? Or is that, I'm just curious because flow is like my passion.
It's a good question. I'm not sure if there were studies to check the heart rate variability during flow state.
Yes, okay.
It will be an interesting study, because we train to reach a coherent state when which the heart rate should be synchronized with the breathing. But I don't know how the maybe during flow it's the same state, but actually it's an interesting thing to check.
Yeah, I'd be really curious because what I found is that people, when you turn off the front brain, like the inner critic, you get out of like the beta, it's more of a brainwave state, and then you get into like higher functioning, like gamma brain waves. But yeah, I'm a super nerd about flow. We can definitely continue to chat about that. But back to your role, I'm curious, as a CEO of FlowMD, which is a digital therapeutics company, what does your role look like day to day, and how do you stay connected to the user experience while scaling a tech forward based company?
Okay, so the day-to-day, it's of course very dynamic because things are changing fast. But right now, the main thing is, of course, the product and the marketing or sales. So right now, and also communication with clients. Right now, we do B2B and B2C simultaneously. But right now, as we speak, we signed the contract with a very, very big insurance company in Israel called Maccabi Health Services. They have 2.7 million basically customers. So we signed with them a deal to basically serve all their customers with our mental health app. So right now I'm very focused on the basically, first of all, making sure their clients are actually satisfied with the app, using the app, and communicating to Maccabi all the data to prove that the app actually brings value. But other than that, I also focused on improving the product. We have an engineer, and also focused on more sales cycles with other organizations, and also supporting former organizations that we already worked in, like the IDF, the army. So yeah, that's the main thing.
Wow, that's a lot. So, can you walk us through how FlowMD helps users calm anxiety or panic in real time? What's the mechanism and what's the transformation?
Yes, so we have many tools right now in the app, but the main thing is the biofeedback. This is the most innovative tool that we have. And we have two types of biofeedback. One is the heart rate biofeedback. The other one is the the respiration biofeedback. So the app can detect the breathing or the heart rate in real time with a phone camera. So one of the most innovative and effective exercises is you start a breathing session with FlowMD. We detect your heart rate in real time and you see it on the screen. And then we start guiding you in a breathing exercise. And the goal is to synchronize the heart rate with the breathing. And when we inhale, the sympathetic system is working. So in an ideal situation, the heart rate should go up. And when we exhale, the parasympathetic system is activated. And in ideal situation, the heart rate should go down. So we want to train the body to get into this coherent state where the heart rate goes up on the inhale and goes down on the exhale. And when you do this and you synchronize the heart rate movement with the breathing, the body starts to get into a very relaxing and rejuvenating and state, which heals the body and mind. And then after you finish, you feel much, much better. And you can do it when you have anxiety or panic. But actually, the more effective thing is to use it as a gym for a mental health. So you don't go to the gym, you go to the gym to be stronger long term. So the same idea works here. If you do the breathing every day, even if you feel well for 4 weeks, you become much more mentally resilient. It's like your ability to relax and regulate becomes much stronger because you train your ability to control your heart rate and your nervous system. With this kind of training, you can actually learn to control your heart rate and activate your vagus nerve and much more. But But this like very short explanation.
Very cool. Well, I think our listeners will definitely be into this because I work with a lot of yoga teachers, fitness enthusiasts. So you're definitely speaking our language. So as I understand, you're observing it in real time so that you can sync your inhale with your heart rate and your exhale with your heart rate. And you can get that biofeedback on literally every inhale and exhale.
Yes,
That
yes.
is so cool. I love this. Oh man, it's awesome to see how far biofeedback's come. I've been wearing my little HRV tracker. I use the Whoop, but it's not really tracking it in real time. So I think there's definitely a difference when you can actually stay synced up with each and every inhale and exhale. That's pretty cool. What major shifts are you seeing right now in the digital health and mental wellness space, especially when it comes to anxiety solutions?
And digital health. I think the leaders have not changed a long time. Like as I said before, if I open the App Store and I see the top 100 apps, still like, Calm, Headspace, they are the leaders. It seems like they're being a kind of plateau, in my opinion, in the innovation. And I think this is one of the reasons I founded FlowMD, which the vision is not only what Calm and Headspace are doing, which is more like just guided audio content or videos. I think the next step is let's get data, like actual objective data of biomarkers, what works and what doesn't work, and give the best personalized experience, personalized treatment based on actual data. So I think this is the future, and this is what we're working on. I think this is the future, but unfortunately, I think there was a plateau in the last 10 years. But I think now, I think we see it in Israel, like insurance companies also getting more open to it, to the digital therapeutics. I know in the United States, I think there were an app that got an FDA for anxiety, but I think also it's very slow still in the US to actually get this digital therapeutic as a prescription.
What kind of data on the other end, once you've seen the result, like what kind of data really justifies this technology, especially to like the insurance companies? How can we tell people are getting better?
So right now, the traditional stuff were questionnaires, like questionnaires that, for example, GAD-7 is a questionnaire to measure anxiety. You have questionnaire for every basically mental health disorder. This was the traditional way to prove. So you check the questionnaire before and after the treatment. But what we have shown that we shown that people, when they use the breathing exercise in FlowMD, we show objectively that they increase the heart rate variability during the practice. So it's objective data that we see here. They can increase the heart rate variability, and you can infer from this that they are making their parasympathetic stronger. So this was one of the ways we convinced organizations to work with us, because it's not only questionnaires, it's also objective data, physiological, that we can show.
Absolutely. Does the user get that feedback to see the HRV, for those of you guys are listening, is the acronym for heart rate variability. It's a key indicator for how stressed your nervous system is. So does the user also get an HRV score, kind of like the other wearables that you see? I mean, the Whoop or Aura, I think, is another one. Does it give you actual tracking of your own HRV?
So right now we're focused on the more like the actual synchronization of the heart rate and breathing. This is what we train during the breathing exercise, because it's more important to us, not only to make your HRV higher, but in the future we might also show the actual HRV raw data.
Interesting. I'm excited to see how the product continues to evolve. What's working really well at FlowMD right now? Whether it's user engagement, clinical feedback, product traction, what do you feel like is going well?
And what is going well? I think we had a success with actually starting working with very big organizations to actually scale it right now. And this is one of the things that's working really well. We also see nice retention compared to other apps in the industry. In the mental health industry, it's known to have very low retention in general. But because we worked a lot on push notifications, the right texts, we worked a lot on gamification, rewards, to make the interface very, very simple. So we are seeing much higher retention rates than the industry average. So I think these two things are the major success right now. The retention, we get wonderful feedback, and the fact that we actually successfully work with very big organizations, which was hard to make it work.
Yeah, the adherence piece is huge. In order for the thing to be effective, you got to make sure that
Yes.
they're doing it. So that makes sense. Gamification and adding those text notifications so that it's becoming like your personal breath coach. What's been most challenging as you scale?
So it's the same two things are also the most challenging, right? As you said, one is to actually continue to increase the retention. As you said, that adherence is the most difficult thing. Because when people practice, they get the benefits. It's basically proven scientifically, it's very clear. So to continue make people use it more and more larger populations, this is one big challenge. And the next challenge, of course, is to scale the app to more and more organizations. Because the bigger the organization, the longer the sales cycle is in general. But also the more evidence we get, it gets easier in a way. So it's both the challenge and the success right now. But as an entrepreneur, when you get to a certain stage, you're satisfied for a moment, and then you see the next big mountain to climb.
Absolutely. Always being in that growth mindset. So looking ahead 6 to 12 months, what do you think is next for FlowMD?
And my hope is that we will have a lot of evidence with the insurance company we started working in right now. We want a lot of evidence, and then to continue scaling. And the product also, I want to continue to make the vision alive by not only doing the biofeedback, and actually, this is only one tool. The vision is, on one end, to gather as much information from the customer biomarkers, and also right now with AI, because we have also a mood tracker and a journal inside the app. So that the next big step is to take the biomarkers that we measure, to take all the mood tracker data, and then personalize the best treatment to each customer. I think this is the next step. This is the reason I basically started FlowMD, because if like Headspace and Calm is very, very like in a way generalized for everyone, the next step is like extremely personalized treatment and content for each situation using AI and biomarkers.
Yeah, the more customized and personalized it is, the more meaningful it is for the person. So as people turn to digital tools for emotional regulation, where do you see the biggest opportunities for growth in the mental health space?
The biggest opportunity for growth, you mean for entrepreneurs?
This can be, let's see, it could be people in the mental health space that you're in, and where do you see the industry has the biggest opportunity for growth?
In general, the mental health industry.
In digital tool, well, I'll just rephrase it one more time. So as people turn to digital tools for more emotional regulation, where do you see the biggest opportunities for growth in the mental health space?
For the entrepreneurs, not for the customers. Yeah.
Yes.
So the digital therapeutics, not like wearables, not physical wearables, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you can interpret it however you want. Where do you feel like your industry has the most room for growth?
Yeah.
because you're kind of on the forefront of this idea of using, the very specific biofeedback in real time. Like, obviously, that's a big
Yes.
opportunity that no one else is doing. But yeah, just curious, where do you think the biggest opportunity for growth is?
Yeah. So I think if I look at the industry, I think we need to do the vision that I outlined. We need to make mental health more not people I feel still walking in the dark when they have like a mental health disorder, panic attacks, anxiety. It's not a simple thing to treat. It's like many people, they can have it still, I think, for years. It's not like you get an infection and the doctor knows exactly what to do and he tells you very high certainty that in 1 month or 2 weeks you will be fine, right? Like there is in medicine, there is diseases that it's very clear what is the treatment, and it's very clear you get the treatment in X days, you get better. And I think this is what needs to be room for growth in mental health. It needs to be much more scientific. Like if someone comes with anxiety, let's say, there are so many types of anxiety, right? Anxiety is so general, but there are so many reasons for anxiety, so many types of anxiety. So I think that the future is we find with AI what this person's specific anxiety, specific cause, and you get a personalized, proven, scientifically proven that if this person does XYZ in 4 weeks, you will get this specific improvement. I think it sounds maybe too futuristic, but I think we will look at mental health in 10 years and the situation right now like we were in the dark ages, I think. It's still we are walking in the dark, but it shouldn't be like this. We just need to have the right analysis, the personal treatment, and then we will see it will be like a simple solution. Like you just need to do XYZ and you get better in XYZ time. That's I think the room for growth. It should not be like a who treatments that you need to talk with the therapist for 5 years and you never know if it will work. This I think the room for growth that need to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of people are like self-diagnosing and then they're not actually doing anything to change it. They just continue to research and learn, and you can learn so much, but without the actual breath part and the actual like 4 weeks of consistent, heart rate coherence, you're not going to change anything. So I think what you're saying is right on point. It's like we need to get specific solutions, specific customized programs, and actually do them. Adherence is key.
Yes.
So my last question, for founders or practitioners who are entering into this space, what do you think are the most essential skills or mindsets needed to build meaningful, scalable solutions in the next 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, so first of all, the business model, the business model will change the way you build the company and your focus. So there is the B2C, which you can sell the app or digital therapeutic directly to customers. And there is more B2B solution that you sell to organizations. So I learned it's a very different focus. Like in B2C, you need to more of your time will need to go to marketing, actually, and making the product very, very simple. And in B2B is more, you need to focus on very professional, science-based, clinical way to show that your product works, and a lot of sales tactics and sales and a lot of patience. So it will really change the direction of what you will do as an entrepreneur most of the time.
Very helpful advice. Thank you very much for diving into that. Where can our folks find your socials, the app to actually try the app? Where can we direct traffic to if people want to check out Flow MD?
Yeah, FlowMD is available on the App Store and Play Store. On the App Store, you just search FlowMD. On the Play Store also, we just search FlowMD. We also have a website, flowmdapp.com. And yes, you can try it. We have a free trial. And yeah, and I would love also to get your feedback. You can send me an email at gal@flowmd.co.
Beautiful. Well, thank you so much for being on Aligned Impact. It's a pleasure to dive deep into what you're doing and super excited to see where it's going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Aligned Impact. I'm truly grateful to have you here in this growing community of leaders, innovators, and conscious change makers. Check the show notes for all the links and resources we mentioned today, and you can explore more of my work and programs over at FlowShala.com or connect with me on social media at Summer Huntington and YouTube as well for behind the scenes, movement inspiration, and business tips. Stay tuned for more episodes of Aligned Impact that inspire you to lead with intention, get empowered, and create aligned impact in your life and your community.